have to show is my Rising from the Grave collection. I already had an idea to make this video at some point, but I did have someone ask for me to do a video of this. So sorry for the delay, here it is. So I only have 4. I do still want to get the rest. I know there's Dead Humor I still have to get, the Rising from the Grave Zombie, and then the Light Up Reaper from 2009, I believe. 2008, 2009, one of those years. But these are the 4 I have. The oldest one is the Rising from the Grave Fogging Corpse, and then I have the Rising from the Grave Reaper, and then the Vampire, and then the Ghoul. All of these kind of have a story to them. I guess all of them are in good shape, but the Ghoul is the only one that's not in the best shape. It does work, but I had to do some work to it. So I guess I'll just go down the line. So the newest edition of, I think is the Corpse. I can't remember if I got the Corpse or the Ghoul I can't remember which one I got before the other one. So the Corpse, specifically the Fogging Corpse, because it's like such a hard to find prop, and it was the Fogging Corpse they only made 1 year. The corpse itself is pretty hard to find, but the fogging one is like really hard to find. But I was looking for the fogging one specifically because I've always wanted that one. I always thought it was cool that it had the fogging feature, and I just always wanted to try to find one because they're so rare and so hard to find. I did pay a good bit for this, but it was worth it. When I got it, it did have a broken gear in it, and I got that fixed. The gear the square shaft gear it has is original, and I believe like the 2 teeth on the very end of it are chipped, so when it goes down it does flinch a little bit. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but he fully works. I did make a video of him using the fog. And then the Reaper next to it is actually my original, like one of the first props I ever got. I bought him all the way back in 2012, I believe, I think it was Walgreens had him. And I don't know if you can see on the box, I'll get closer to it in a little bit, but it was $25 back then, which was pretty cool. The box is in kind of rough shape. It was actually sitting in storage for literally 10 years. I'm not even exaggerating. It's still in good shape. It's never had to been repaired. It still has the original training button and everything. And somehow it was sitting in storage for 10 years straight, and it still had it wasn't, I don't think it was the original demo batteries in it, but it still had batteries in it for 10 years straight. And when I got it out of storage finally, I for sure thought that it was going to be like corroded so bad, but it actually wasn't corroded at all, and the batteries still work, which I don't even know how that's possible, but I got really lucky about that. But yeah, it's still in good shape, and I've never had to repair it. And then the Vampire I got quite a few years ago now. It also has the box. I think that one was a little expensive too, but the Vampire for some reason was always one of my favorite ones. That one also is in pretty good shape. I did have to repair that one. It was just a split motor shaft gear, so it wasn't too big of a deal. But besides that, it fully works. Well, it fully works now, but that's the only problem it ever had. And then to the Ghoul, which I got, I think I found it on OfferUp, and it was local to me. I I got this and another thing with it for $30 for both of them. I might show that one and the other thing I got with it at some point, which was the other one was a Graven Angel, and it had like a weird black fabric on it. When I saw it in the pictures, I was like, kind of like, feel like that's probably a custom, but I was like, it looks weird, like it could be like a weird version, or maybe it wasn't Graven Angel, maybe it's like another Pan Asian prop, they just use the same skull. But when I went and picked it up, it was another Graven Angel, and I guess the original fabric, which the original fabric isn't the greatest, it probably deteriorated, and they put that black fabric over it. It looks cool, but I never got it to work at all. And same with that Ghoul, it is working like fully now, but I did not realize from the photos they look fine, but when I got them, it looked like they were probably left them outside, because they both had mud, and the Ghoul had, I think, like mold started growing or something on the fabric, which was gross. So I had to completely wipe it down and stuff. I cleaned both of them up. I don't think either of them worked at all when I first got them. And then I cleaned out the contacts and stuff for this, and it started working, but the audio did not work. And I ended up having to replace the transistor for the amplifier for the speaker, because the board was so rusted from like moisture from sitting outside, and like it was still on the board, but as soon as I just like touched it, it just came right off. So I just unsoldered the rusted prongs out of the board and then put a new transistor in, and this voice started working, audio. I think it was that prop. I don't remember if it was that one or another one. I think it was that. But I replaced the transistor, and I could hear his audio playing, but I could still, it was like really quiet. And I ended up replacing the speaker, and it started working fully, so the speaker was also blew out. It also has, I need to sew it up, but it also has holes and rips in a couple of spots. I know there's other ones, at least I thought there were. There's a little one right there. But yeah, his entire like base from the outside and inside was all muddy. I think the whole inside of the base, like you can see, that's still dirty. The whole bottom inside of the base was filled with mud. But yeah, I know I probably need to clean that. I tried to clean as much as I can. I didn't really want to take the whole mechanism apart. And then that's a little messed up. It's missing the screw for the battery door. The contacts out are a little dirty. Probably should clean that up again, actually. And it's missing the foot. I think the Velcro is actually still here. I don't know what this is from. It looks like there's some sticker or something like that. And this is from 2016, so it took a 6-volt 2-amp, and it takes 4 AA. And then, getting to the other ones, here is the box for the Vampire. Still has the pull tab and the try button. I don't think this is brand new when I got it, but I don't think the previous owner really used it that much. think they kind of may just opened it when they first got it and kind of just left it in storage or something. The Kmart sticker. I don't remember if this was ever sold online at Spirit. I'm pretty sure they never had it in stores, but I know it was the only store I know that sold this was Kmart, so the vampire is kind of hard to find too. And then this one, this was a box. I'll show the props in a minute. But this box is just like bent up from being in storage for so long. It also has a pull tab in there still. Old Techie Tours logo. I'm not sure what happened here. And then the Fogging Corpse. The only thing this is missing is the remote, unfortunately, but I have everything else. I have the box. The extra fog pieces are in the box too. Right there. Has the clamp, has this, and the thing to plug in the fog machine. So yeah, the box is in pretty decent shape. And then you get the boxes out of the way. Here's the corpse. This is made in 2010, I believe, so it still has a black base. The fog hose. Has the black poles. And this also has a reset button, which is cool. That plug-in right here is for the fog machine connector. And the old foot pad. This is the, I believe, one of the only older ones that takes 6 volts and takes 4 batteries because of the fogging feature. And I don't think this has Velcro. It kind of just sits over it. Also the fogging corpse. Right there says the on-off or remote or foot pad. And also this one still has the stickers. They are a little messed up and this one's kind of dirty. It's just cool that they are kind of still on there. That one's kind of gone. But most of them are still there. Also here's the cable for the remote, and this actually has this covering the wires on the wire harness. And the original, my original Rise from the Grave. I kept the demo button right here. I think I did that as a kid when I got it. I just took the demo button out of the box and just kept it plugged in. And that I never took the tape off of either. And the vampire. So you can see the adapter 4.5 volts. The old foot pad jack. And then key removal. This one has, I think this one, actually both of them have the black foot. And then this one has the white one. I'm pretty sure all these have white poles that are kind of yellowish color. They're not like yellow, they're just, the color is yellow. This one has a try me button for the demo. And then this one has an actual foot pad and a Trebi jack. Then right there it says foot pad off on, and then this one says off demo on. Something else I forgot to mention, since these two take 3 batteries, they actually put a piece of foam in the last slot so you don't put any batteries in it or any battery. This one I don't think has, oh it does actually have, it has a spring right there. And the same with this one has a spring because it has, these two are attached, but they did not put this one in. So I just think it's interesting. I think Tombstone Lifter also only takes 3 batteries, the original, but they did not put this foam piece in there. When I got mine, the 09 version, they left batteries in it and they had 4 in there, so there's just like 1 battery not doing anything. So yeah, I will now demo all of them. So here's the Ghoul first. I do think it's cool that they decided to give it different audio and also has different phrases. I think that's all of them. We'll play one more time. So the vampire. That gear sounds like it's starting to tick. Another thing I forgot to mention, so the vampire and the corpse were, I believe, both made in 2010, and those were probably the worst years for springs, so that's why the vampire and the corpse both jump horribly, and why they're so slow, because the springs are so thin and just they don't have that much tension. Also, when I use the vampire, I usually like to not have the Velcro on the front because, as you could probably see, it pulls the fabric really hard when it goes down. So I usually don't like putting the Velcro on, but I just did it for the demo, for the video. But here's the Reaper. Be the motor being loud, but it kind of sounds like the gear starting to tick, and the Ghoul kind of sounded like that too. Yeah, that was the fastest jumping out of all of them, because that was 2012 when they had really good springs. The Ghoul was 2016, and that's kind of when the springs were getting a little weaker. I'll play this one again. I also know there's other versions of the Reaper. I believe there's a fogging one, which is pretty hard to find. I think there's one with the face that lights up or something like that. And then there's the other one that has no lights in its eyes. I think there's like a shorter one. I think mine's the like regular height. I'm not sure. I think there's like a mini Reaper or something that's a little shorter. Something funny that just happened. These are actually the batteries that was in that Reaper for like 13 years. I've had these batteries. I think I got these in 2012 after I got the prop, and these are the ones that were in it for like 10 years in storage, and these still work good. I don't keep it in the thing anymore. I just use it for demos and take the batteries back out. But I don't know if I'll be using this one anymore. So I took the battery out, and the plastic right here actually got caught in the spring somehow, and this piece fell off, which is that back of the battery. I've never had that happen before, so that's interesting. Yep. So it does that because the one of the gear teeth are chipped. Might have to go up there and yeah, it does that. So yeah, that was my Rising from the Grave collection. And once again, I probably made this video way too long, but that's okay, hopefully. But yeah, I'll probably get more in the future. But that is my collection for now, and thank you for watching.